Oh, it's cold out here in the garage. The old fingers. I got the heater going, but it's still pretty cold out here. But I don't care, because it's football Saturday. How you guys doing? Uncle Larry from Cleveland, sporting the hoodie that my dear brother Mike gave me for Christmas. Was that Mike? I only have, we have 5 siblings, right? I have 4 siblings. There's 5 kids. And brother Mike is definitely the most normal one of all of us. He's very sane and practical, very sweet fella. We went and visited him for Christmas. I love him. Plays the bass, and he's great. Hey, look, what do we got? Yeah, man, homeschooling number 85 for you. I'm so excited about these games today. Playoffs have started, lads. I had a pretty wacky week of sessions this week. I got a wacky week coming up too. Monday we're starting a whole record for Lady Antebellum. You know that band, country band. Dan Huff producing. Dan Huff said that when the COVID thing disappears, he'd be a guest on the show. That'd be great, on the Homeskoolin show. We could learn a lot from Uncle Dan, little Danny Huff. Oh man, I got piles of stuff in the viewer comment bin, but I want to talk about something that I have been really meaning to tell you guys, and I keep forgetting. Bending, right? I'll tell you this, man. I've been playing guitar for a long time, and I feel like I'm just now getting to the point where I truly understand, bending and what it's all about. String bending. I had a realization the other day when I was playing guitar in front of some people, and they were like, "Whoa, that's crazy how you're doing that." And here's something that a lot of guitar players don't understand. Well, I mean, I'm not sure everybody does it the same way, but this is what I've always done, right? Okay, first of all, bending in tune is everything. Like, that's what separates the men from the boys when it comes to guitar, right? If you can bend in tune, you can play, right? Bend that note up, no vibrato, put a little shake on it, like we talked about after a while, you know, like in the old episodes. But here's the thing, like I've neglected to tell you guys. Okay, when you're bending a string, let's start with the G string. You say that we're gonna bend it a whole step. These three fingers are totally smashed together. I'm getting the power of these other two fingers to help me push this bend up, right? And since I'm on the treble strings, the three treble strings, I'm pushing up. On the bass strings, the three bass strings, you pull down, right? Now, on the G string and the B string, I use three fingers to bend. And I've got these really smashed together, look at that, to get a lot of power, right? All three fingers are helping with the bend. Now on the high E string, I use four fingers. I didn't even realize I was doing that until recently. Somebody pointed it out. See that? All four fingers are helping with that bend. I mean, sometimes I'll use four fingers on the G and the B as well, but I think the reason I started subconsciously using four fingers on the high E is because I used to play 11s, and on a set of 11s, bending an 11 up a whole step, a high E is a bitch. It is not easy. Okay, so work on that, and you can also use the same smash finger technique on your downward bends on the bass strings. You can also bend with one finger, because the tension on the D string is so low. Terrible day to be talking about bending out in a freezing garage, but anyway, there you go. So that's it. Smash your fingers together for power. Also one of life's great mysteries is why in the world did Gibson ever put these super sharp pointers on the volume knobs? Why do they do that? I mean, why would you ever put something sharp as a knife right where your fingers need to go for the volume? I never could understand that. Hey Leo, I'm doing a video. I'll be up in a minute, I swear, okay? It's football Saturday. All right, I'll come up in a minute, I promise, okay? I got a few things in the VCB for you guys. I have a lot of things. I probably won't be able to get to them all. I'm gonna run out of time, but look at all these VCB things. One guy said, hey Tom, you got me drinking Rolling Rock. Man, that's cool. I got my coffee here today. It says Scattered Joy, the cup does. Yeah, man. Rolling Rock, man. You know what I like about Rolling Rock? It's right in the middle between like cheapo, watered down beer and then real heavy, thick, beer that's too strong and powerful. I don't like a beer that's like the liquid equivalent of eating a steak. I like a beer that's nice and chill, but I also don't like it when it's too watery like Coors Light. Rolling Rock is right in that middle ground, right down the middle. Hey Tom, I've noticed that when you are playing without a loop, you often make a sound like a crash cymbal with your mouth. Are you emphasizing the one? Yes. I've got a built-in click track inside my mouth that's been there the whole time I've been playing guitar. You probably heard me doing it on this intro. Can't stop it. It's a totally involuntary thing. Another guy said, "Hey, Tom, I really like to thank you for the advice you gave in earlier shows about framing the vocal. It has really helped me out. I want to thank my dear friend Steve Cox for teaching me that when I was a young man. I probably mentioned this a long time ago, but I was lucky enough to just do a session with Steve this week. We did a really fun session together. He's an amazing piano player. When I was a young man, I think he might have recognized I had a little talent, and he took me aside and gave me some great advice, man. And he said, one of the most important things he ever taught me, something I use every day, man. Everything you play on any instrument should frame the vocal. If you come at music like that, kids, you're going to be all right. You might even have a hot tub, which I've never had. Screened-in porch is pretty good if you can get that. Hey, Tom. Thank you, Steve. Love you, man. You're a beast, and it was great to play music with you again, man. Hey, Tom, have you ever had any regular day jobs before your career started? What career? Oh, Lord. Yeah, I did all kind of shit. Did I ever talk about this in my old videos? I hate the fact that I might be repeating myself now. My brother Mike that gave me this sweatshirt, he used to have a paving company, asphalt. I did that for a minute. I worked with my other brother Doug doing carpet in the heat of Cleveland summer. I worked at a state liquor store. I worked at a gas station. I did all kind of crazy stuff. But I always knew I wanted to play guitar. I never even really considered the concept of going to college or anything. I knew what I was going to do. I was going to be plunking on them guitars. Okay. You know, finding your passion is the key to life, don't you think? If you have a job that doesn't feel like work, I think you win. Well, I got a couple more things. You guys getting bored yet? Let's see. Hey, Tom, by the way, your bass playing is also awesome. Oh, man, thank you. I love playing bass, man. Sometimes on my loops, I'll throw my old P bass on there and give a little foundation. Man, I love playing bass. I've played guitar, bass, and keyboards in bands in my life. And I have to say, playing bass in a band is the most fun I ever had, playing live music. I love bass. When I was in Cleveland, I couldn't get any guitar gigs when I was a kid because they were all taken. So I had to play bass to get gigs in cover bands, money, make some money. And I played bass in a band for years, and the guy never even knew I played guitar. And the guitar player quit one time, and I was like, man, I play guitar too. And he was like, really? Can you play? I ended up playing guitar in that band too. Little Bobby Gatewood, my dear friend from Calabash. Okay, a couple more. Hey, Tom, I noticed that even though you're using a flat pick, you can make the attack seem to almost disappear. How'd you do that? Man, look, I told you guys, I constantly switch back and forth between the pointed end of a pick and the round shoulder. I'm constantly moving it for a tone, right? The shoulder's a lot darker and fatter. The point is more rock and roll. And when I'm not using the pick, I hide it in my finger right here like this. And it's an instant transfer. Just happens so quick I don't even realize I'm doing it. I'll use a pick and it's gone. And I'm using my fingers. And then it's pick again and then it's gone. And the whole time I'm also moving it around shoulder to tip. And I'll change that in the middle of a lick subconsciously. Some notes I want to be fat, sometimes I want it to be sharp, and I just keep switching it around. It's weird, man. So much of guitar playing really is subconscious, man. You're muting too, is like stuff you're not even thinking about, but you just learn how to do it because you've been doing this shit for so long. Oh, one last thing, and then I'm gonna go watch some football, and so are you. And I'm gonna drink a Rolling Rock too. Browns, man. Go Browns. I know they lost their head coach because of COVID, but man, hopefully they can still whip on them Steelers. That's tomorrow. I was going to talk about one last thing. Sweet Dean DeLeo, my dear friend, we were having this funny text conversation this morning. We were talking about how you can't get your feelings hurt when you play on somebody's record and you end up hearing it later and they've edited all your parts and erased you, and sliced and diced you. It's so funny, man. Oh, after all these years of playing in the studio, you know, people think that the studio guys don't have feelings, you know. After all these years of playing on records, like, you know, I'll play something I think is amazing on somebody's record and really like it, you know, and then you hear the final record, they've muted it, they've got somebody else to replace you, you know. You have to totally detach. You can't have any feelings. You have to, I've noticed, I told Dean, my mindset in the studio, honestly, after all these years of having my heart broken so many times, I literally think the more I like something that I'm putting on a record, the more I feel that it's cool, the more chance it has of being muted and erased later. It's really it's that simple. You know, I've heard other session musicians brag about how they replaced this guy or that guy on a track. I got news for you, man. We all get replaced. As many times as I've replaced another guy's part on a song, I have been replaced. It's literally that simple. I mean, you can't have an ego about it. You just have to do the best you can. And man, if they like what you do, great. Probably some kid's gonna be editing what you played anyway. It's just the way it goes, man. You have to let go. You have to detach and just be an Iron Man and just play what you think is right. If they replace it, fuck them. All right, guys. Thank you. Go Browns.